Hello? That's crazy. It actually says I'm live. That's crazy. Let me open up the chat. All right. I think I'm good to start. I know I'm late, but you know what? We gotta get these Mews in. I gotta open my counter though. So Taylor, you're first again. I feel like at this point it's oh wait, Mind to Roam came in. I was gonna say at this point it's not really crazy that you're first, but you kind of were close that time. Yeah, time for Mew. Did I already click this? I think I did. Oh, and I did it again. Let's get a shiny Mew. Yeah, you almost had it. Okay, this Mew plush is fine. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming today. I am later than normal. And I do want to get my Dratini hunting in today. Because the Dratini hunt's a little more important to finish, and it's also a faster hunt. But I'm like 13k in on that now. Can tell us to be a W stream already? Dude, I hope so. Let's not go back. This is the only downside of doing the painting method. I'm gonna say that every time I'm doing this. I already know. Let me just get... It's probably faster for me to just get one over, because it's like so much easier to control one of them. Alright, let's do it. What if we like started a stream and got it like first one? How crazy would that be? Also, we're not doing Legends today. Not running Legends. I want to do straight Mew. Probably going to stream tomorrow though, and we'll probably do Legends tomorrow as well. Unless I get Mew. If I get Mew tomorrow, then or if I get Mew today, I won't stream tomorrow. What's up, Demon? Welcome in. I'm gonna see something really quick. Yeah, I might need to zoom in just a little more. Let me do this. I feel like when I zoom in more, the colors look a little better. There we go. That looks pretty good. I feel like when we are like locked in to Mew and not doing other things, we actually do get a decent amount of encounters each stream. Probably won't get as many encounters today as I normally do. But, you know, we could get a couple hundred in. Found the Rayquaza the other day a few hours after your stream. Dude, the amount of people that have been finding shinies, like, either during or, like, right after my streams is unreal. And I'm over here, like, I can't get any of the hunts I'm doing. Congrats on the Rayquaza. That's a crazy shiny. Really cool one. Yeah, like, I'll like, end stream, be 16,000 in on Mew, and then I'll be like, all right, let's do another 2,000 for Dratini, and I'll my 13,000 for Dratini, and just like nothing. Oh, I'm gonna turn this fan on. I have a fan. Hopefully that's not... Hold on. It's on the cord. Okay, hopefully that's not too loud, but it is very hot today. You're resetting for almost a month with daily resets, never grinded so hard. That's me whenever I'm like super desperate for a shiny. Like I'll hunt like pretty normally, and then when I'm like 20k, 30k, or like almost 30k, I'm like, all right, we're doing 6,000 a day now. Like that's kind of an exaggeration, but like I will like go extra hard just to like finish the hunt up because I'm like I'm over it. Taylor with the 5 stream streak. What's up, Sfeel? Welcome in. I was debating if I should hunt Mew today. I think I'm just gonna like make myself busy this week and like just go hard for everything because I want to really try to get 2,000 encounters a day in for Dratini. And part of me was like, should I just do the Dratini instead of the Mew? But I'm like, oh, dude, but what if I get the Mew? How crazy would that be? So I'm just gonna like probably not hunt Mew as much today as I normally do, and then try to get the 2,000 in for Dratini. Probably can't sailing, get a bunch of stuff needs to be done, all good. If you get the Mew, are you able to transfer to home? Yes. Any Mew got from this event is legal, it doesn't matter what language. Bank only checks for, Bank and home only check for, like, how it was obtained. You're here to say you support me. I appreciate it. Yeah, if this Mew wasn't able to be transferred into home, I wouldn't be hunting it, honestly. I like when my Pokemon are all, like, 100% legal, as legit as possible, and, like, I like the idea of sending Pokemon up to the later games. So I like having that as an option. So, like, for example, like, I know you can hunt Shiny Arceus in, like, Gen 4, but I wouldn't be hunting that, because, like, you can't send a Gen 4 Shiny Arceus into Bank. I'm gonna do, once I get to, like, Arceus at some point, I'm gonna, hunt it in BDSP, because that's, like, the 100% legit one. So that's kind of how I go about things. Obviously, some Pokemon you can't, like, there's just some Shinies you'll never be able to get 100% legit. Which, like, Mew is one of these, outside of, like, the event and go. Which I already have, so... For those who say I'm not doing legit and I'm not going to have a legit shiny Mew and they care about that, I still have a legit shiny Mew in Scarlet and Violet currently from the Pokemon Go event, so, But, I like to full odds hunt shinies, and this is, like, the most legit way you can full odds hunt shiny Mew. But it's never, like, gonna be 100% legit. There's only, like, a handful of shinies that are like that. Obviously, I wouldn't be, like, hacking games to make shinies available that normally aren't. Like, I'm not gonna do, like, the lock removal for Victini. That one's not even legal anyway. None of the unavailable shinies are legal, so... You started your llama stuck in a fence yesterday, didn't go long, might start the llama stuck in a fence. I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, that's funny. Fully hunting it on Sunday, nice, yeah. I mean, it's a crazy shiny. It's not like the coolest looking shiny, but sometimes it's just about like, like the rarity. I mean, you guys know me. Sometimes it's about just the rarity of the shiny, and like, that's what I feel about Manaphy, you know? Like, I love Manaphy as a Pokemon. It's one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. And I don't dislike the shiny by any means. I like the color they chose. But it's no secret that it's not, like, a great shiny. But sometimes it's just the idea behind the shiny. Like, how crazy it is to have a shiny Manaphy. Like, how crazy it is to have a shiny Arceus. Thank Coleman collecting, it's his joke. You respect your grind to keep shinies authentic. Yeah, it's more like a personal thing. It's not like I don't care about the respect from people, because obviously even like the way I'm doing this Mew, and I hate to throw YouTube under the bus, but the YouTube streams, there's usually someone that comes in from YouTube and is like, this Mew is hacked, this Mew is cheated, you're cheating for the Mew. It's like, I'm not here to impress you. It's just for me. Like, if this Mew wasn't legal and couldn't be sent into home, I probably wouldn't. I just wouldn't be hunting it. I'd probably find another way, or just accept the Go one as the legit shiny Mew. Taylor got shiny Larvitar. Nice. What's up, Materiali? Welcome in. What game did you get shiny Larvitar in? You can politely tell them to F off. To me, it's more like sad that people care that much. My philosophy around like illegitimacy and stuff is that like when it comes to like legitimacy, like there's a difference between legitimate and legal. Legitimate is like a clear-cut thing that's like, all right, you had to have gotten it this specific way at this specific time, and it's got to be the official release of it for it to be legitimate or whatnot. And then the difference is, like, legal means, well, you might not have obtained the Pokemon 100% legit, but it'll still pass the checks through home and won't cause you issues. And to, like, Pokemon's point of view is that it's, like, an authentic Pokemon, essentially, even if there was some funny business involved. And when it comes to legal Pokemon, how you obtain them is really a personal preference. But when you start, like, doing stuff that's, like, you know, cheesy or whatnot, or, like, maybe you're hacking them, because, like, you can go into, like, Diamond and Pearl with an action replay and force Pokemon to be shiny. As long as you're catching them on, like, the correct routes, you can send them up into home, and they, like, will count as legal. But obviously, like, there's something to be said about, like, people going around bragging about doing that and whatnot. And I just think, like, don't bring other people down by trying to flaunt your, like, less than legit Pokemon that you, like, cheesed your way getting. But there's nothing wrong with doing that and enjoying it. You just gotta be respectful about it. That's why I tell people, like, yes, this Mew isn't 100% legit. I'm not gonna say, like, oh, this is the original event from Japan, and this is as legit as a Mew as possible, and it's the only way you can get it, and I'm just so cool because I hunted it that way. It's like, no, I just want a shiny hunt Mew, and this is the only option I have. Yep, still going for Mew. Does BDSP Darkrai count? As, like, what? Count as what? What's up, Aduma? Hopefully I get this Mew today. It's unlikely. I probably won't do as many encounters as I normally do, but, I mean, you never know. I'm very due for it, so it could happen anytime. Tyreali, thank you for the shiny luck. What's up, Atem? You personally consider everything in-game possible to get by any means legit, including Pokemon you can get through glitches and RNG. They are not intended to be obtained that way by Nintendo, but they are in-game. You can get them without any cheating device, etc. Yeah, see, for me personally, I just think, like, using, like, RNG abuse and stuff to, like, raise your shine, like, especially in, like, an era now where shinies are so easy with methods and whatnot, I think it's just a little cheesy to, like, use a, like, not legitimate means of making a shiny easier. But, like, you know, it's what, like, if you enjoy it, that's, like, one thing. For me, it's, like, I just don't really get it. I understand, like, I understand when people, like, RNG abuse to, like, learn how to do something. Like, I think that's cool. I've learned a lot about RNG just from, like, you guys and stuff, and it's, like, knowing how this, like, painting thing works, or knowing how I can, like, do this in Emerald and whatnot. Like, that's cool. It's knowledgeable. It's awesome. But I wouldn't, like, for me personally, I would never abuse RNG to try to make shinies easier, because to me, I like the shinies being, like, rare and authentic and stuff like that, so I like that. But, like, I'm not gonna say just, like, I'm not gonna say you shouldn't RNG abuse, or you're bad for RNG abusing. Like, everyone does their own thing, and they have a good time, and that's all that really matters. Like, it's your game, you can do what you want with it. I just get annoyed when people like come into my stream and like act like RNG abuse is the second coming of Christ and like it's the best thing ever, or they're like bragging about everything they've RNG abused, or they like ask me why I didn't RNG abuse something when they did and it was so much easier and definitely the best thing to do. It's like that's you know, it's a little annoying because it's them like, and obviously I understand it's unintentional. A lot of times it is unintentional, but it kind of brings people down when people are trying to like do their own thing their own way, and then someone like comes in and is like, wait, let me tell you about this other means that's not 100% legit, but it's like the best thing ever and you need to do that because you're wasting your time. Like, yeah, that's gonna bring people down, and I don't really agree with that, and it's kind of annoying when people do that. But I have no issues with people RNG abusing. It just depends on how you go about things, really. I always bring up the example of like when I was playing Pokemon Go on the Zigzagoon Community Day. My friend found a 100% Galarian Zigzagoon, and I went over to it, and it ended up being shiny for me, and I was like super excited that I found this like wild Shundo Galarian Zigzagoon, and I like told some of my friends about it, and then one of my friends was like, they wasn't like intentional, but like they posted that they also got one and that they used a tracker for it, and I was just like, to me it came off as like, oh, well, I got one too. It's easy when you use a tracker. And it's like, it just kind of brought me down. I was like, okay, I guess mine's not special at all. And it's like, I know they didn't mean to do that, but it's kind of like the idea I'm getting behind. Like, when you do, like, less legitimate means, you gotta, like, respect others that are, like, grinding out as legit as possible. Because there's people that do everything. There's people that are super strict on, like, everything's gotta be 100% legit. And I totally respect that. Like, I think it's crazy when people do that. Hope you get shiny Mew, but your shiny luck has been good. Well, I'm gonna need some of it then. Good luck with the Mew, thank you. You don't consider RNG manip shinies fully legit? No, I don't think anyone should. As I just said, legitimacy is different from legality. Like, RNG manipulated shinies are 100% legal, but they're not 100% legit. And, like, for me, and, like, I'm not being, like, a hypocrite or anything. This Mew is not 100% legit, but it's 100% legal. And for me, I try to do things as legit as possible. So even though I didn't, like, go to the event in Japan back in 2004 or whatever and get an actual old CMAP event, I am hunting this Mew at the full 1 and 8192 as it was intended. So it's as legit as I can get it, but, you know, I know it's not 100% legit. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that RNG manipulation isn't 100% legit, but you are using exploitation to get something easier than normal, and it's not 100% legit. Just because it can be done in-game doesn't mean it's 100% legit. Because obviously I don't consider glitching for things to be 100% legit, but sometimes it's just all that people can work with, you know? So it's nothing to, like, knock people by. Legitimate got the event within the time frame. Yeah. Yeah, like, are you saying for the Darkrai you didn't get it within the time frame? Because if you use, like, a cheating device or something to, like, give yourself the member card, I'd say, like, it probably isn't 100% legit. But, like, who cares, you know? It's not your fault they, like, removed the event after 30 days and then it's never available again. My shiny Darkrai isn't 100% legit, but I hunted it, like, legitimately. You got a whole GameCube, 2 Game Boy SPs, Coliseum, Fire Red Emerald, all in Japanese. Nice, that's awesome. So, genuine question about shiny Mew. We thought Emerald, it was much harder to get shinies due to the coding, but due to shiny odds, the full odds are the same, or is something different? So, it's hard to explain for someone who's, like, not familiar with it. Like, even me, it took me a very long time to understand how, like, the RNG in Emerald works. But essentially, like in other Gen 3 games, when you start up your game, you get assigned, like, a random seed, and that random seed determines what frames are going to be shiny frames. So every time you load up your game, you're getting, like, a new set of frames that could result in a shiny frame, like, when you collect a Pokemon. So it's, like, completely random every time. With Emerald, Emerald, the seed, every time you boot the game up, the seed is set to 0. So every time you boot the game up, you get the same, like, predetermined set of frames. So, when you do, like, runaways like this for, like, at least 20 minutes or so, it's very, very, very unlikely you're gonna hit the same 1/60th of a second a bunch of times to make the shiny, like, impossible to find. But it is, like, a predetermined thing. The main issue is you can't really soft reset for shinies because every time you boot up your game, you're only going to be seeing like a handful of frames before you encounter your Pokemon. So you'll very likely hit the same 1/60th of a second when you're only doing like a few seconds of like how every time you reset your game. So that's what you got to watch out for. But what I'm doing in Emerald to make it more random is there's these paintings in Lily Cove's contest hall that if you interact with them, they randomize your seed. So I'm getting, like, pretty much, like, working RNG when I do this. But even if you do the paintings in Lily Cove, you still can't really soft reset for shinies because it'll randomize your seed for that reset, and then once you reset your game, your seed will go back to normal. So you would have to, like, interact with the painting every time, and even then, I don't think it's, like, the best way to do it. So, like, what I tell people is just, if you're doing runaways or random encounters, don't worry about Emerald's RNG. If you're resetting, like you just should never really reset for in Emerald unless you absolutely know exactly what you're doing. And even then, I still don't think it's really worth doing resets in Emerald. You're better off like just getting like Ruby Sapphire with working batteries if you want to do reset hunts. Flamespur, thank you for the shiny luck. Yeah, Aduma, the Kingdra was the last personality mark, so I only need 3 marks left. Yeah, when they announced that event and it had the kindly mark, I'm like, I gotta jump on that. So I did. Luckily, it didn't take me 60 plus shinies again, like the Clefairy one did. It's no different than those people who entered for Shiny Shaman and BDSP through the surf glitch before the event came out. Yeah, like it's kind of like whatever you want. Like I don't say like, oh, you shouldn't use the surf glitch to access BDSP, because in my mind it's like, okay, screw them for not letting us have the event be permanent. Like that's not really fair for anyone who missed out or anyone who just didn't own BDSP by then, especially with how short of a time frame it was. So it's like, if you're gonna use the surfing glitch to get to Shaman, yeah, like that's not gonna be 100% legit, but like who cares? Like, if you're gonna hunt it legitimately, like, it's still cool. It all just depends on if you're okay doing that or not, because some people wouldn't be. Like, legitimacy, like, actually, like, legitimacy is kind of like a clear-cut thing, but legality, it's like, when we're talking about legal Pokemon, it really depends on how much you're okay with something, if you're gonna do it or not. You saw the RNG method and couldn't get on board with that because to me it wouldn't have been right to pinpoint where the shiny is. That's how I am. Like, I don't really agree with it, but I'm not gonna, like, knock people for doing it. I just won't really understand. I'll understand when people use RNG abuse to, like, learn stuff about the game and just, like, mess around with it. I get that. Like, it's fun to learn things. It's fun to, like, realize you have control over the game. But I'll never understand it for, like, shiny hunting for, like, a living dex or something, because to me it's just not the same. But that's just my personal opinion. So nobody complain about the Shaman hunt, but they go crazy about the Mew for some reason. That is true. Yeah, people are very weird about the Mew event. I think it's because the Mew event's a little more well known on how it works. When people see someone hunting Shaman, they probably just assume it's like, oh, you probably got the event item, like, at the right time. Never understood gatekeeping Pokemon. Let's just all have fun collecting our digital creatures. Yeah, like, to me, it's like, enjoy the game how you would play, but if you're gonna do, like, illegitimate things, be respectful about it. Like, don't try to, like, rub it in people's faces that you're, like, hacking shinies or something. Be respectful about it, because sometimes, like, when you see someone putting a lot of work into something, like, fully legit, and then you do illegitimate means to get the same thing, it could really bring them down if you're, like, showing them about it. Even if you're genuinely excited about it, you just gotta, like, understand. The fact that your 16k resets isn't anything to sneeze at. Yeah, hopefully I get some soon. I'm also 13,000 on my Dratini hunts and over 11,000 on my Bidoof hunt. And just nothing on any of them. Should have gone to Japan when you're like 7. That's on you. Yeah, true. You also had to own a Japanese copy of Emerald. I don't think other copies worked. Oh, you did get all the items? Then I would consider that 100% legit. If you got all the items within the time frame, I'd consider that 100% legit. You don't have to claim, you don't have to like get the shaman right away, but if you got the item during the time frame legitimately, like then yeah, it's gonna be like a 100% legit shaman. But again, not that it really matters. Just depends on how happy you are with it. What's up, we or Y? Welcome in. And Noah, welcome in. See that as not legit for yourself, but is it for the game? You should use it for tournaments. I don't know. It's legal. I don't know if they would allow a Spanish shiny Mew into a tournament. I don't know how that works. But typically legal Pokemon are allowed. That's why people like there's people that what's it called? What's that term called? That's essentially just like hacking shinies in for like teams and stuff. I forget what they call it. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. I know what it's called. What's up, your boy, JB? Get a shiny Graplock in Sword and Shield area, sending shiny life. You get the Mew soon. Thank you. Shiny Graplock's really cool. I ended up getting a random shiny Graplock in Sword and Shield. It was shiny Charmods. I was just running around, just like collecting items and stuff. And there was like an item that was like, it was a strong spawn Graplock on in Loop Lagoon. And it was standing really close to an item that I wanted to grab. And I tried to grab the item, accidentally encountered the Graplock, and it was shiny. It was pretty cool. Ruby and Sapphire are the same way if the batteries dry, yeah. Yeah, if you have a dead battery in Ruby and Sapphire, the RNG is going to be the same as Emerald. So just like, you can't do resets anymore. I learned that the hard way after doing 18,000 resets for Groudon in my Ruby with a dead battery. And then I decided to look into it. And I was very devastated. What's up, Big Goosey? Random encounters and runaways are really the viable methods in Emerald. Soft resetting just is broken. Yeah, like soft resetting, like you can soft reset if you know exactly what you're doing, but to me it's not worth it, really, even if you do know what you're doing. It's just too tedious. It's very tedious to reset in Emerald. Like most people, especially people who don't understand how Emerald's RNG works, like you're just not going to want to reset for it. For anything, even if you like learn how it works. You're almost done with the Gen 5 Living Origin decks? Nice. I need to start playing through my Sword and Shield copies. Are there still methods to exploit BDSP and access Shaman? That is one you're really upset about missing. Only in earlier versions, I guess. Like, you have to be in, like, a really, like, version 1.0 or, like, 1.01 or something like that to, like, be able to do it. I would look into it. I don't think there's a way to get to Darkrai, though. I think it's only Shaman. How many more encounters for Toys odds? 278, I believe. 276. Genning, that's what it's called. Yeah, people gen their Pokemon a lot for like tournaments and stuff, just so that they're legal. So I would assume the Mew is probably available, but I wouldn't use it in like official tournaments, even if you can. It'd be kind of weird when you can just use like an actual like legit Mew. I don't get people's obsession with having to have shinies in like tournament play. A lot of arguments I get as to why shinies being ridiculously easy is good is so that people can use them in like tournaments and stuff. But like to me, it's like, dude, who cares? Like it's not gonna perform better. Just get like people complain so hard about how long it takes to like set up a team. It blows my mind that people feel like they need to have shinies on their team. Like just don't do that. You'll save yourself so much time. Just got the Platinum Shaman with the DNS exploit, yeah. You know something you took for granted in Pokemon multiplayer is you don't see disgusting screen names often. playing a game right now where there's like 20 people in your clan with inappropriate names. It's funny. You can simply get it in Diamond Pearl through the Void Glitch, and it will also have your OT. If you're talking about Shaman, that one won't send into home. That one's illegal. You can get the Void Glitch Darkrai to send into home, but you have to do specific requirements, and it has to be caught in Diamond only. Good luck getting 2 Milotics in Ruby Sapphire Emerald with a dead battery. It's actually easier with the dead battery, because then the tile doesn't change. What people do actually is they use Emerald with dead batteries to hunt for Feebas, because then the tile doesn't change and they can use the out of battle effect like Sticky Hold to make fishing easier. You don't need the item with the Void Glitch, you can get yourself directly on. Yeah, but it's not legal. Diamond and Pearl, it's not legal. If you need like a legal Shaman, you want like a legal Shaman that's able to be sent to home, just use the DNS exploit in Platinum to get Oak's Letter. You'll get it. When you hunted Mew, you would do long hunt sessions like 3 to 4 hours, and after sessions you record a new battle video at Battle Frontier and use it at the beginning of each session. You don't have to do that, but I've done that a couple times. I'm just using the painting, so I get random frames every time. My opinion, resetting does not feel like playing the game. It does not make fun. Yeah, reset, I will say, like, as someone who shiny hunts, my first couple hunts were reset hunts, and it was like, it's just cool for getting the shinies. But reset hunts are boring. They are pretty boring. They're boring and they're a little more tedious than like random encounters and stuff. So it's not for everyone. I definitely get why people like don't like them. But sometimes you got to do some resets to hunt certain shinies. Thought we were talking about catching it. Sorry, yes. Changes form you need Grace to do it. It has to be sent to Platinum, then yes. No, it can't be sent to Platinum. It has to be obtained in Platinum. You guys are getting my words mixed up. If you catch a Shaman in Diamond and Pearl at all, it will not send into home, regardless of what you do. Has to be caught in Platinum with the correct flags. So the best way to do that is to either just use a cheating device to get Oak's Letter event, or to use the DNS exploit to get Oak's Letters event in Platinum. Has to be Platinum. Other than that, you use BDSP. It's not legal for tournaments, you mean? No, when I say legal, I mean like you can't send it into like bank or home. Like you try to send it into bank and it won't go through because it's not legal. Bank and home have legality checkers, so that people can't just like hack shinies and then put them in like home and stuff. So when I say like you can't send it into home or it's not legal, that means you if you use Diamond and Pearl and you want a shiny hunt Shaman, just know that that shiny Shaman will be either stuck in Gen 4 or 5. It won't get past Gen 5. So it's up to you if you want to do that. I need to warn people because I'm sure there's people that don't know that and would like spend the time shiny hunting Shaman in Diamond and Pearl and then not have it get stuck in Gen 5 because they want to send it into bank and it won't let them. Because it's illegal from Diamond and Pearl. It can be sent home, you just have to set a Fateful Encounter flag on it through Ace. Okay, well if we're including Ace, then literally anything, you can do anything. I think it was pretty obvious I wasn't including Ace. Like if we start talking about Ace, then you can do almost anything. Just a lot of people don't know how to do that. And a lot of people also probably wouldn't want to do that anyway. You're gonna go into Safari Week with only 1 in 8,000 odds games. Can't find Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Heart Gold, Soul Silver anywhere at all. Well, those games are 1 in 8, 192 anyway. Even if you did find them. The only Safari Zone that isn't 1 in 8192 is BDSP. Every other Safari Zone's 1 in 8192. Fun fact, any of the shiny babies from Crystal are flagged as they still know Dynamic Punch, which is so wild to me. That is so wild to me that they never fixed that. Cause like why would that's just gotta be an oversight. You can't just be like legitimately giving people this Pokemon with this move and then being like, oh yeah, that can't send it to bank. Like that makes no sense. But you can just remove the move if you want to send them up. Like, you can make them legal if you just delete the move. Been watching your guides for shiny hunting, which have been a huge help for you understanding Emerald's RNG. Just about an hour ago, you get your fully legit Mirage Island shiny Why Not after 25,000. Dude, how long it take you to get Mirage Island? That's insane. That's like a dream hunt of mine. Trying to find Mirage Island. I never knew how that worked. I saw like Gen 3 Hunter's video on Mirage Island. And I was like, wait, you can actually hunt for Mirage Island? I always just assumed it was like a 1 in 65,000 chance just a day, and you just had to be lucky. I didn't know it was just like, oh yeah, just catch more Pokemon for more chances. Like, I just never thought about that. So, like, you can actually hunt for Mirage Island. That's such a cool hunt. What is ACE? ACE stands for Arbitrary Code Execution. I believe. Did I say that right? It's kind of just like do these wild and wacky things. It's kind of like RNG abuse, but like instead of RNG abusing, you're like abusing the game's like code. like you're like letting the game do stuff that it normally just can't do. But I have no idea how it works. You're hoping to triple hunt with those odds. Maybe Fire Red will give you good vibes. I hope so. Good luck. That's what you did with Shiny Elekid? Arbitrary, not arbitrary. Arbitrary code execution. See, I knew I was going to say that word wrong. That's not a word I read very often. Yeah, Ace is too powerful. You can literally get legal shiny Manaphy's with Ace without having to, like, trade Manaphy eggs to other systems. I probably will never use Ace in a shiny hunt unless it's the only way to like legally get something. Which I don't think there's ever a way outside of the Shaman you're talking about, but like obviously Platinum is the alternative. I don't think there's like any Pokemon that like the only way to make them legal is through Ace. So I don't think I would ever use it. Yeah, you actually got your shiny Manaphy that way. Yeah, that's like a new thing, too. I wouldn't do that, but I definitely would encourage people to do that over RNG manipulating Manaphy. Because I still think it's cool to get, like, a full-odd shiny Manaphy. But, I mean, nothing's gonna beat, like, getting it the fully legit way, you know? That's why I want to do it that way. As awful as that hunt is, which actually it's not as bad as you think, because there's other hunts that, believe it or not, are pretty comparable to Manaphy that people do all the time. Manaphy just has a negative stigma. But you have to, like, know how to set up the Manaphy hunt and how, like, you can optimize it. Manaphy, the shiny Manaphy hunt has been optimized so much throughout the last few years that, like, when I did the Manaphy hunt, I thought it, like, wasn't awful with how I was doing it. But now there's, like, ways you can do it that just shave off, like, so much more time between, like, hatches. And, like, it gets me, like, kind of excited for trying it. Wasn't the Deoxys glitch technically Ace? I have no idea how it works. I think probably, I mean, I don't know, like, the actual, what is considered Ace and what not. But, it probably was to flag the events. To get the items, you just needed to do the Pomag glitch. Which is just like a double corruption glitch. But to like actually flag the event and like make it like available to like actually work with the item. I mean, if it's considered ace, then sure, but I honestly don't know. You checked like 90 Pokemon a day for 2 months, got to the island, then the shiny hunt took 3 months. Worth it. That's crazy that the shiny took you longer than Mirage Island. Because the shiny, you don't have to catch them. And also, it's way higher odds to get the shiny. You're looking at roughly, on average, 8 shinies, 8 full odd shinies before Mirage Island appears. So that's wild that it took you longer to find Wynot than the island. You're pretty sure the Palm Egg glitch is ace? Is it? I wouldn't know, because it was never referred to as ace. I don't know what like qualifies something as ace. I really don't. Yeah, because it executes your box names as code, right? I have no idea. I don't know the inner workings. I just saw someone do it and learned how to do it. I don't know exactly. I don't know how it works, though. I just know how to do it. What's up, Let's Game? Welcome in. He also gave the person in Legends Arceus that needs water Pokemon in their fields a shiny Manaphy. What? That's crazy. Do they keep it in they keep it in, right? Like you can still see it. I gave the guaranteed shiny Ponyta to a guy in Legends, and it was one of the ones that doesn't keep it, so it just deleted the Ponyta, and I was like, oh. I was kind of hoping it would just, like, stay here. Good luck in the Mew, thank you. Okay, then correction. If the Pomegberry glitch is ace, then the only time I'm going to use ace is for this Mew hunt and for the Deoxys. Then that's the correction. But it's not like using ace to generate the Pokemon. It's using ace to just unlock the events. But I have no idea what is considered ace. Yeah, they keep it near them so you can see it. That's pretty cool. Ace is not the Pomeg glitch, it's the box naming trick you do afterwards. Ace is the box naming trick you do afterwards? Ace means you can pass coding into the game's memory somehow. Okay, then no, it's not. What's the box naming trick? I don't know what the box naming trick is. The only time the box is used in the entire, like, the whole process of, like, unlocking these events, the only time you use a box is to, like, just the box that gets affected by the Pomeg glitch is box 2. That's, like, it. Hope you get Mew soon enough. 25k for Why Not drove you insane. It's your first shiny. Your first one, 25k? That's crazy, though. My first hunt was almost 25k. But it was probably faster. My first ever shiny hunt was Dratini in the Fire Red Game Corner, and I was single hunting it, but you could buy 3 Dratini at a time. It was tough for a first hunt, but it was probably faster than your one, because you can only single hunt Mirage Island. It's not like you're going to get Mirage Island on multiple games. Like, that'd be ridiculous. Unless you, like, copy the save file and put it to a different one. Didn't you rename all your boxes in your PC with some random characters letters and unlock Mew's Island? No, I didn't. No, you just do the, so the way it works, so in order to obtain, so like step 1 is to use Palm Egg Glitch to obtain a glitch Pokemon that can duplicate Pokemon. And the only reason you do that is because you have to duplicate a lot of like Plusles and C-Dots. And it just makes that process faster, so you do that. And then step 2 is like use the Palm Egg Glitch to get the, get both the old C map and the Aurora ticket. Then step 3 is to get another, use the Palm Egg Glitch to get another like glitch Pokemon that you use later on. Step 4, that's totally optional, but kind of necessary if you don't want to spend months working on this, is to use the Palm Egg Glitch again to obtain a completely overpowered Dugong with a move that has max priority, never misses, and is a one-hit KO move. So you can use it to beat the Battle Pyramid. And once you beat the Battle Pyramid, you have to, I think I have it written down. You have to have certain items and stuff, like there's prerequisites that I haven't mentioned. But I might have it written down, the order that you have to do. I actually have all of the list. So first, okay, I'll literally read through all the steps of like how to do this. So step 1 is beat the Windstrait family. And get the Macho Brace from the mom. You have to have the Macho Brace obtained. And this is by the way, this is for non-English European copies. In fact, what I'm gonna say is only for Spanish, is only gonna work for Spanish. But so after you get the Macho Brace, you get the Lotad doll from Lynette. Because that's a prerequisite. Then you have to set foot in the battle facility that's above Mauville. You don't have to like enter anything, you just have to set foot in it. Then you have to catch either Groudon or Kyogre or both, because you have to have visited like certain locations, and I believe Kyogre's location is one of them that works. There's a specific fisherman that you have to fight, battle, that is west of Pacific Log Town, who has like a bunch of Gyarados. Then you have to trade a Volbeat and a Ralts for these 2 NPCs to give you a Plusle and a C-Dot that you have to like duplicate a bunch. Then you have to give the first C-Dot 144 HP EVs and 40 attack EVs. Put it in a certain like combination in your second box. Then do double corruption with the Palm Egg Berry, and it'll turn into, some of them might turn into like good eggs. And then you do it again, and then you'll get this crazy glitch Pokemon that'll like duplicate stuff. Then to get the ones for the Aurora ticket and the old C map Aurora ticket, it's 10 HP EVs and 115 defense EVs and 1 speed EV for the C-Dot. Old C map is the same thing, but 5 more defense EVs. Then the other glitch C-Dot is 18 HP EVs and 42 attack EVs, and then you get like some glitch Pokemon from that. Also, the Plusle that you use has to only have the move Growl, and then if you give C-Dot Hidden Power as its 4th move, it makes it like more likely to work properly when you do the double corruption. Then for the Dugong, you have to get another Plusle, the same one, but you have to have it know 4 moves, with Thunder being its first move. And then you give it 47 HP EVs, and then 51 attack EVs. Then you have to defeat the entirety of the Battle Pyramid, which is why you want the Dugong, because it's ridiculous trying to beat the Battle Pyramid. Like, you have to beat all 70 floors without losing. Then you have to buy a bunch of Fluffy Tails from Verdanturf Town, because you won't be able to run away from the next part. Then you have to put the glitch Pokemon in the front of your party, and then you have to put a Fly and Surf Pokemon. And then I use Banette to get the Palm Egg Berry glitch to work. And then you knock out everything except the Banette. You put the Banette to 1 HP. Then you go to Slateport and you like save before talking to this reporter in Slateport. And then the Slateport reporter like says all this glitchy text because the name of the glitch Pokemon is that, and she's like talking about the name of the Pokemon in the front of your party. Then you go to Artisan Cave, and you just do random encounters in Artisan Cave until you throw out an egg, a bad egg with 20 HP as its like max HP, as its total HP. And then you revive one of your fainted Pokemon in the party. And then your HP, the HP on the glitch egg will just start to fall for like potentially 2 hours. So it's best to plug your game in when you do this. And then once it stops falling, you just have to use a Fluffy Tail to run. And then you can put the old C-Map and the Aurora ticket in your bag because they were on Caterpies that just were holding them in your PC. And then you're good. That's how you do it. That's the whole process. I kind of paraphrase some, but that's how you do it. Sash, I'm going to have to ban you because you're a bot. You want to say your first ever shiny hunt was Kyogre and Sapphire. That's a pretty cool one. My second shiny hunt was supposed to be Groudon and Ruby until I found out I couldn't get it. Oh, so you have to use the Pomeg glitch to do Ace? That's interesting. Is that what you're saying? Hope you get the Mew soon enough. I already read that. They're kind of synonymous, though, because you don't think the Pomeg glitch has any use other than Ace. Well, I guess you can use it to... You can use the Pomeg glitch to, like, get any Pokemon through those, like, eggs. You just have to know what you're doing. You just have to know, like, what EVs to give the Pokemon and, like, what to corrupt. How long did your HP fall in that step? So it varies. Sometimes it takes like 40 minutes. I think the last time I did it, it took like almost 2 hours. Like it kind of varies. Use the old method then with the glitch Pokemon and teleported there. And teleported. No. Do we get the doof? No, I'm just putting it on hold so that I can do Mew a little faster. No, I didn't teleport anywhere with the glitch. It just allows you to unlock it. You just like fly like normal and stuff. I don't know. Like you unlock the event and then you can just like use the Lily Cove port to like go to the faraway island. That's what I've been doing every time at the beginning of these streams. This was not Ace then, you did it the difficult way. There's more easier methods now where you do the Pomeg glitch just to get one glitch Pokemon that hatches from an egg, and then when it does it, it runs codes to the game's memory according to the names of the box and PCs. So by adding specific names to the boxes, which look like some random characters' letters, you can pretty much you do pretty much whatever you want in the game. Interesting. I knew there was an easier way, but I didn't want to like learn how to do it when I already knew how to do the old way. That's kind of why I just did the old way. Also, when I like learned how this was done, it was like that was the only way that was known at the time, and that's what I learned. And it took a lot of time to like figure it out and whatnot. So like obviously I have this knowledge, and it's like, you know, I have no reason to like learn a new way when I'm gonna get the same outcome and I don't need it more than now. You know what's funny about the shiny Kyogre? You got it on a dead battery. That's insanely lucky. That just means you have an early shiny frame in your game. You need to get the glitch Pokemon in order to run Ace each time. Yeah, interesting. You can get a specific Crobat with a glitch move, again, through the Pomeg glitch. That move does pretty much the same job as when you hatch the glitch Pokemon in the method you said above. So yeah, I guess I won't ever need to use Ace, probably most likely. Still have the Sapphire file and backed up as well. If I had an early... I don't know how I'd feel about having an early shiny frame in a broken RNG game. I don't like abusing RNG. It just wouldn't, like, be satisfying to me. To me, it'd be more like a party trick. Like, hey, look what I can do. But then I, like, wouldn't, like, do anything with it after. Kind of like the cute charm thing. The cute charm glitch, it's like, in theory, that would be, like, fun for a little bit to mess around with, and then I'd get bored of it. Because I wouldn't, like, care about the shinies I'm getting, but it'd be, like, a fun thing to be like, hey, look at this. Just, like, go, like, show my cousin or something. Be like, look, I can get shinies really easily in this game. But then be like, yeah, it's just, like, a glitch. Also, with the Ace method, you don't have the language version cartridge restriction. It can be done in any language. Okay, that's probably what... Because I had heard there was, like, a way to do it on English and Japanese that it was, like, easier. That's probably what it was just Ace. But yeah, I've never looked into it. Japanese does its own sort of ace, though, most of the time, at least. So it's just different in Japanese copies. Not that I would, like, need to know. Japanese is special. Japanese is special because it doesn't cost an arm and a leg to buy a copy that's authentic. I was, like, blown away when I only spent $18 on a Japanese ruby and then $20 on a Japanese sapphire. So you can get this Mew on an English copy and it'll be legal to go into bank and home. As long as you unlock the event properly and get it from Faraway Island, yes. It doesn't matter how you get that to that point. If you catch the Mew from a Faraway Island event, it'll always send up. Doesn't matter what language. It's crazy how much hotter it is in this room when I turned my fan off, but it was vibrating the whole table, and it was kind of getting annoying. Is my Elgato lagging? I don't think it is. I need to check something really quick. Okay, speaking of checking something, actually. My Dragonite Squishmallow that I pre-ordered is supposed to arrive today, and it hasn't arrived yet, and I don't know what's going on. Today's the 13th, right? Yeah, today's the 13th. It says estimated delivery. Thursday, June 13th. It's out for delivery. But, like, where is it? It's 5:33 p.m. I feel like it should have arrived by now. I gotta check something really quick. I'll be right back. So why are you using Spanish copies then? It was explained when we were talking about it. I've also explained it a bunch of times. It's because at the time, this was the only known way to do it, was through, like, non-English European copies. I bought these copies years ago, guys. I didn't just get them for this hunt. I've never owned an English Emerald. Anytime you ever saw me hunting on Emerald, it was Spanish. Got you a ruby cart a bit ago, and dang, it was pricey. Yeah. I think the most I spent on any Game Boy Advance cartridge was this Emerald, was like $90. I just really wanted to be able to double hunt an Emerald. This one I think was like $60. And then like all my other Gen 3 cartridges were like $40 or less. The EV setup is different, and I'm not going to read that because whatever. It's double corruption, executes summary check instead of an egg hatch. A bit different, but they're all box name Ace, if that's what you mean. When I say the Ruby was 60 to 80, the sad part is that's not bad for nowadays, especially 60. I feel like most English Gen 3 cartridges are like easily 80 plus. The file had a shiny Loudred on it. I've never had like any like crazy finds on old files that I've bought used. I had one file that I bought of like Diamond that had a bunch of like wacky named Pokemon on it. Or it was like obviously some kid that owned it before and just had like funny names for their Pokemon. The weirdest one was my Japanese Ruby I bought. Had like a bunch of clearly like hacked shiny legendaries and mythicals on it. It has like a shiny Mew that was found on like an illegal route. It has like shiny Latios, shiny Groudon, shiny Lugia, all caught in Master Balls. It's so funny too because there's so I posted a short of it, and I've gotten like multiple comments being like, well, actually, I think they might be legit. And it's like, dude, they're not. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see a used copy of a Pokemon game with a bunch of shiny legendaries with caught in Master Balls and be like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that's probably hacked. And then there's people that'll be like, well, technically, they might be RNG abused because they might be legal because it seems like they were caught in the right spot. It's like, dude, who cares? They just used something to make all their Pokemon shiny. Like, and yeah, it says like the Mew was caught on like Route 121 or something, which is not where you get Mew. You're not wanting to reset the file for the reason because Safari Week's around the corner. It actually does not take super long to get to the Safari Zone in Ruby Sapphire. I actually recently just played through Ruby and got to the Safari Zone. I might do it again too. Any Safari targets this year? Like, for me, it's like literally anything that I need. It's not like anything specific. Like, the thing I probably want most is like Nidoran female. Just because it's crazy that out of every Safari Zone shiny I found, only one was a Nidoran female, and it was on the game where Nidoran female is not common, and it was only a 5%. So, like, I'm really due for, like, a couple Nidoran females, especially because I've seen 5 of the male line and caught all of them. But other than that, it's just like, you know, like, I need another Execute. Including gender differences and Rhyperior, I need, like, a few more Rhyhorns. Still need some Doduos. I need Venonat still. Like, I just need, like, almost everything still from, like, the Kanto Safari Zone. So there's not, like, a main target. I'll take, like, any of them. I might be running, like, a Sapphire with it, too. So if I get anything on that, like, anything on there's fine. Definitely would want, like, to get some oddish shinies. Which game did you find all those hack legends? It's a Japanese Ruby. I can show it off. I think it's in my... Here. Let me just grab it. I didn't, like, restart it yet, so it's still there. I wonder if the battery's still working on this. The battery was fine, so I haven't replaced it yet. Alright. So, like, we got Shiny Groudon in a Master Ball, Shiny Latios in a Master Ball, Shiny Lugia in a Master Ball. I mean, everything else is, like, in Master Balls, too, even if they're not shiny. I don't think any of these are special. That's just a Salamence. Here's the shiny Mew. And then another Groudon. And the shiny Mew, it says, it has 121 here, so I would assume that means Route 121. Because that's where it shows Met, right? Yeah, someone was trying to say, like, the Mew was legit because it was caught at level 30. It's also in a Master Ball, by the way. But I'm pretty sure that's where it says the Met location, so let's see. Yeah, Route 121. That's Artisan Cave. Route 101. Yeah, so like, that means Mew was caught at Route 121, which is the route. That's the route, because I got this guy. It's the route to the left of Lily Cove, like the route where the Safari Zone is. That's where I found this one. So, little suspicious. I don't think there's really anything else special on here, though. And then I hatched this egg. This is just the why not egg you get from the person in Laveridge. So yeah, like, people were, like, commenting, like, oh, actually, I think these were legit because they were all caught in, like, the right routes and stuff. It's like, brother, they're all shiny and caught in Master Balls, and the Mew is clearly caught in the wrong route. Was the Zigzagoon in a Master Ball? I didn't even notice. Yeah, we're almost twice odds. That's kind of normal for me now. You only failed one Kanto Safari Shiny, which was Shiny Kangaskhan. That's like a crazy one to fail. I failed a bunch. I failed a Parasect, a Venonat, 3 executes. What else have I failed? I failed a Krabby and Heart Gold Soul Silver, but what did I fail? Most of what I failed was the 2022 ones. So that was like, oh, I failed Slowbro and Heart Gold Soul Silver as well. Let me check. I think I showed it at the end. I would highly recommend. It's a very long watch, guys. But this was like some of the most fun I have ever had shiny hunting. It's a long video. It's a long video, and I like apologize for how long it is. I probably should have edited it a little more. But it was like, I highly recommend you guys watch it. It is like such a... It was like the most fun I've ever had shiny hunting. It was the like... Just paste. Okay, I didn't hit that correctly. There we go. It was the best luck I've ever had shiny hunting. So I failed Parasect, 2 Executes, a Slowbro. And then Safari Week 2021, I failed Execute and Venonat. And then last year I failed a Krabby. So that's all the Safari zones I failed. All the Safari shinies I failed. I've been recording for over an hour. I'm gonna stop recording. Maybe they parked the truck on Route 121. Yeah, probably. You failed Giraffe so far. I think maybe Eggs in Leaf Green a while back. I think maybe... Oh, Execute, yeah. Execute's one of those Pokemon where you're, like, slightly more likely to fail it than to catch it. So it makes sense to fail them, but, like, I'm 1 for 4 on catching them. And it's like, all right, we gotta catch the next one we see. Because there's people that will literally catch, like, every single Execute. And they'll be like, yep. I'll, like, watch Safari Week compilations, and they'll be like, all right, this is my, like, 8th caught Execute, and it's like, brother. I'm like, I just want to complete the line. Are you doing to see you're doing a shiny Mew hunt? You hope you get it soon. I actually got mine last year in 20 runaways. Oh my gosh. You guys suck. Everyone gets this Mew faster than me, dude. I feel like every day I go on Twitter now and there's like someone else who found shiny Mew and I'm like... Can't wait to give 100% catch rate for a shiny Whiscash in Safari Week. What do you mean 100% catch rate? Just because it won't flee doesn't mean you're guaranteed to catch it. When Pokemon in the Safari Zone can't flee, that means you're very likely to just run out of Safari Balls. Like, when people do the Pokeblock thing, the amount of times I see people just run out of Safari Balls is hilarious. I don't know Whiscash's catch rate, though, so I don't know how likely it is to catch. Parasect took 24 turns to flee. Yeah, 24 turns to flee. That's the power of bait strat. It 3-shake faked me, I think, at least once. It was fun, though. Like, it was one of those things where, like, that was the rarest thing I had seen in the Safari Zone until the 5% Nidoran female, which I'm way more excited about. But, like, seeing a 5% in the Safari Zone was crazy. Despite already, like, having it, like, I was like, I already have it. It'd still be cool to catch. But then, like, doing the bait strat and then having it last that many turns, it was still just, like, so exciting. But it wasn't, like, devastating when it fled because I didn't need it. So that was, like, the perfect scenario of, like, failing a rare shiny. Now, if I get, like, a Venomoth, that would be devastating. Because I was pretty annoyed that I failed the Venonat, dude. I was having such bad luck that Safari Week. It was my first ever Safari Week. And my first phase was, like, a little over 20,000. My second and I failed it. It was execute, and I failed it. My second phase was 24,000 exactly, and it was Venonat, which was like one of my it was arguably my #1 most wanted thing. Super easy catch. Venonat is super easy to catch. It is like a 40% catch per ball and like a 15% flee rate. So you're like significantly more likely to catch it than to fail it. And it fled after 2 balls, when the odds are it would flee after like around 7 balls. I was annoyed at that point. And here's another fun fact about my Safari weeks. I have never reclaimed a failed shiny in a Safari zone. Everything I have failed, the only like exceptions, which aren't really exceptions, is that I caught my first execute and caught my first Krabby. So, like, I have the shinies of some that I have failed, but I have never failed a shiny in a Safari zone and then found it again and caught it. I've either continued to fail it or just have never seen it again. So maybe this year I'll, like, reclaim an execute or reclaim Krabby or reclaim Venonat. I don't know. But yeah. I've either just 100% caught stuff or like caught one first, then failed it, and then never reclaimed it, or just never saw it again. Or just kept failing it. Yeah, I really hope this year I just, like, pop off for Safari Week. I'm due. First year Safari Week that I participated, some of the worst luck I've ever had. Second year I participated, the best shiny luck I have ever had in my history of shiny hunting. Third year I participated, arguably the worst shiny luck I've ever had. So now if it's going to follow that pattern, then I'm going to get insane luck again. Which I hope is true, which I honestly doubt, but I hope it's true. We haven't quite recovered from last year's Safari Week. We haven't, like, actually popped off for shinies, like, since then. I haven't had, like, a streak of under odds in a row. And my current streak of under odds in a row is 1 right now, even though it's already over. Your Ash Cat Pikachu hunt motivated you to start yours recently, which you're now at 400 SRs. Good luck. Hopefully you don't go as far as I did, and then hopefully you don't go as far as I did again. Because for those who don't know, I reset over Partner Cat Pikachu Shiny, which took over 6,000 resets, which is like 1.5 times odds. I posted it on Twitter that I failed it, and dude, the overwhelming amount of responses of, don't worry, you'll reclaim it faster this time. Like, it'll show up faster this time. Flash forward to me reclaiming it at over double odds. It took me over 8,000 the second time. I want to say 2 years ago you saw Giraffe Rig. When you saw Giraffe Rig, you really have not popped off since. Like, I'm talking, when I say pop off, do you mean like you got it like super excited and like cheered pop off, or like when I say like I need to pop off with a shiny is like shinies is like I need to have like a string of good luck, because I've had lots of strings of bad luck. Like, did you do really well at like when you were getting the Giraffe Rigs? This is the first and probably last one for you, so hopefully something happens. Last Safari Week? What do you mean last Safari Week? You just, throwing in the towel after? Sucks that you work that week. Yeah, but like most people work during Safari Week too, and it's like you just go like after work. You just do some encounters in. Like the encounters are fast. Is super excited actually getting a good shiny. Yeah, I mean like I'm gonna like pop off for shinies, but like excitement wise. But when I say like I haven't popped off for shinies yet in a mile. It's like I haven't popped off getting like super lucky. Since Bank's going away, I mean, there's a solid chance Bank remains active next year too. Still no confirmed date that Bank's shutting down. You have not popped off in that sense. Yeah, like, they're, like... I've always had pretty average luck shiny hunting, where, like, I'll get some, like, good luck strings, I'll get some bad luck strings, whatever. But as of, like, the last year or so, I've had, like, pretty consistently bad luck with a few, like, outliers here and there. Like, for example, I had pretty good luck with the Motorstoke Gym until the last Litwick. And then I had, like, good luck. I had, like, decent luck with the Gyarados. But, like, every other hunt besides those have been, like, super over odds. When I started shiny hunting, like, my first, like... When I was, like, first, like, really getting into shiny hunting, I was, like, literally getting a shiny every 3,000 encounters. For, like, 10 shinies in a row. I have never even come close to 10 in a row under odds, even if we're not even including, like, super under odds. I need to just get, like, a streak of, like, 4 or 5 in a row that's, like, under odds, and that'll be, like, awesome, because I keep getting on streaks of, like, 5+ over odds, with, like, maybe one slightly under odds in the mix. What time is it? 5:56. I want to get to double odds today, but ending at 16,384 is going to be weird, so I'm probably just going to end at like 16,400. Because I got to get my Dratini resets into. I got to get... my goal is to get 2,000 a day for Dratini. And I don't really want to be doing that till midnight tonight. I have a thing for... Dude, Twitch is so annoying. Wait, what is this? Power-ups now available. Viewers can now use message effects, on-screen celebration, and gigantify an emote. Tap/click to review now. There's power-ups and channel points. Oh, it's like, it costs bits to do power-ups? Okay. Every time I get like an inbox notification nowadays, it's never like something cool. It's always just like, here's Twitch advertising something that they are doing now, and it's like, yawn. 2,000 a day? Yeah, I can get the resets pretty quickly, because the game corner in Heart Gold Soul Silver is really fast. Sorry, not 2,000, well, not 2,000 resets. 2,000 bought, because you can buy 5 at a time, and it's really fast. You don't have to nickname the Pokemon. It doesn't even give you the option to nickname it. It just, you buy it, and then you confirm, and then you buy, confirm, buy, confirm. You do that 5 times on 2 games. That's 10 encounters, and then you just, like, check them. So, they go by really fast. They're not, like, it's not, like, the fastest I've had. Like, when we do Safari Week, we're gonna be getting way more than that in, like, a couple hours. I think usually Safari Week, we get, like, 1,500 to 1,600 an hour. How many Dratini an hour? Like, usually around 800. If I'm like locked in, I could probably get close to 900 an hour. So it takes over 2 hours to get the 2000. But I gotta get these hunts in, man. Like, there's only so many more days that I can, like, do this before I need to start hunting Safari Zone. I've just been stuck on just... I feel like I say this all the time. I've just been stuck on, like, 1 or 2 hunts that just never end. And then, like, I have to, like, really drastically change my plans for everything. But I feel like I say that so often. It's like every hunt I do now, it's like I feel like I get stuck on. Because I just get... It's like double odds every time. Yeah, like, I mean, almost 1,000 an hour is, like, really good for full odds. That's one of those things where it's like, you should find a shiny within a week, which is, like, really good. And if you get lucky, it'd be, like, a couple days to find a shiny. I always try to get, like, 1,000 a day or something. Or, like, 1,000 in an hour. Sometimes you just can't do it. A lot of reset hunts, you just can't do that, and you just have to, like, settle with being slow. But a lot of times when I hunt like 4 times Fire Red Leaf Green, I can get over 1,000 in an hour. So it's like really nice. What's up, Endless Night? Welcome in. I wish I could actually track where my my package is at, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to storm pretty soon. I definitely don't want my Dragonite Squishmallow out in the severe thunderstorm weather. 39k for Snorlax now. I hope you get it before Safari Week starts. Good luck. I hope you do too. That's rough. Is that Fire Red Leaf Green Snorlax? Or is it like Heart Gold Soul Silver? What Snorlax is it? There's so many games you can actually reset for Snorlax in. What's up, Average Everything Enjoyer? Welcome in. My day was pretty good. I went to a card shop with my cousin and bought some new cards, which I probably spent a little too much, but I recently just sold a couple of my... So this is like a long story. My grandpa, which I didn't really know my grandpa. He died like shortly after I was born, but he used to collect comic books. And my grandma, she was like, recently, she's like, I'm clearing out stuff and I have all these comic books. Would you be interested in selling them? And we can split the money. And I was like, okay. And 2 of the comic books were like actually pretty valuable. And I sold both of them for $1,500. So I'm like, all right, that's $750 for me, $750 for my grandma. So I was like, I'm going to buy some like cool Pokemon cards. So I went to like a card shop today with my cousin, and I bought some pretty cool cards. I probably spent more than I wanted to, and I probably didn't get quite as much as I wanted, but it was still fun to like do it and just experience it. Plus, it wasn't even like a dent in how much I made from the comics anyway, so it's like whatever. Just like free money that I got that I could do with whatever. It's Fire Red Leaf Green. It's free 1-year DTQs. Yeah, hopefully you get it soon. I know those ones aren't like super fast because of the previously on like the game recap, but you're aware that you can hit B to skip that recap, right? I always have to ask because as obvious as that seems, there's so many people that will be doing like reset shiny hunts in Fire Red Leaf Green and not know you can just hit B to skip the recap. So I always gotta, like, make sure if you're doing resets in Fire Red Leaf Green, you, like, know you can do that. Free money is always nice. Yeah, the guy who bought the comics from me, too, is, like, interested in more, so I'm also gonna sell more of them to him. They're not nearly as valuable, though. Like, I'm pretty sure the 2 that I sold him are, like, the 2 most valuable from everything by, like, quite a bit. Unless I find, like, some crazy one that I'm just not aware of. Because it's a lot of comics. Lots of Marvel, lots of DC, and then, like, some ones I've never even heard of. It's crazy that people don't know you can skip through it by pressing B. Yeah, like, there's so many people that will be like, oh yeah, I'm resetting for Lapras, or I'm resetting for Mewtwo. And I'll be like, yeah, and it's like, just make sure you're pressing B to skip the recap. And they'll be like 10,000 in, and they'll be like, wait, you can skip it with B?
This does put a smile on my
Aragon,
face.
thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting a smile on Thanos' face. I do appreciate it. To be fair, though, I think my first, like, when I was doing Dratini, it took me a very long time to realize you could skip it by hitting B to skip the... Because my first ever shiny hunt was in Fire Red. It was a reset hunt. And I think it was, like, I was probably well over 10k before I, like, accidentally hit B and skipped it and then realized that you could do that. And I was like, wow, I could have done that this whole time. Wow, congrats, you got it this time? I got what? Let me show you guys the cards I got. What did I do? What did I just do? Did I touch the cord on my Elgato? I wonder if that... Did I touch the HDMI cord or the actual... Let me see if this fixes it. Glad to put a smile on his face. Okay, I must have touched the HDMI cord or something. Usually when I hit the actual USB cord on this, it like I have to like disconnect it. We were 700 encounters into Let's Go before I realized you could skip the Moltres scene. I know you can skip those legendary scenes. I don't remember how you do it though. Alright, so here's like the first like pickup I got today. These are just like bulk cards that were like a few cents a card. So like I got this base set fighting energy, and the only reason I got this one is because I was actually looking through every base set card I have, and I have all of the energies except for fighting, and I saw a fighting base set. I was like, okay, I'll just get that. I got this Roaring Moon. I got... Because these cards are ones I need for, like, my Pokedex. I try to fill out a Pokedex, so, like, I got Roaring Moon. We got Midday Form Lycanroc. I actually don't know if I need Minccino, but I like the Yukimori clay ones. So, I just wanted to buy that one. Blipbug I needed for my Pokedex. Iron Hands I needed for my Pokedex. Iron Jugulus I needed. Iron Thorns I needed. Primarina I needed. I need the whole Popplio line. And then this one is just the Dragon Vault Dratini. I don't need it for like my Pokedex, but it was cool. I need to find the Dragonair one. This is Dragon Vault, right? 1 out of 20. Wait, no, there's a different one. Which one is this then? Are there multiple? Wait, let me see. Isn't there like a more like crazy one, or am I thinking of Dragonair? Dratini. All Dratini cards. Unless this is a different set. Copyright 2012, so it's from the Gen 6 era. Oh, it is no, there's just 2 from Dragon Vault. Okay. Well, I gotta get the other one. The other one's cooler. But I got one of them. Oh, you press plus? Oh, interesting. So those were like the cheap ones I got. Then there was like boxes full of ones that were ranged from like the range was $8 to $20 per card. And then I got some other ones that were cool. They said $8 to $20, but some of the cards were listed as like 2 and 6, so I think they might have just been like relisted like weird. So I got this Magcargo EX, this Fossil Lapras, this Smoochum, which I needed for my Pokedex, Typhlosion, which I needed for my Pokedex, Rampardos, which I needed for my Pokedex, Fione, which I needed for my Pokedex. Which this one looks like it's got... Yeah, this one's got Hollow Bleed on it, which is pretty cool. EC Gastrodon, which I technically don't need for my Pokedex. This one also has crazy Hollow Bleed. But, I want to try to get forms if they're available, and I know they did EC and West Sea Gastrodons before, so I have EC now. Then I got Plusle and Minun, which these used to be cards I owned from my childhood, which I was like, I saw these, and I was like, dude, I used to have these, I gotta get them. So I kind of like splurged a little bit, because I just recently came into some money from selling those comics. And then the big one, which, honestly, I probably paid too much for it. But it is a first edition Dark Dragonite. Holographic. And it says 180. I got like 20 bucks off. They gave me a discount for it. But so I didn't pay 180 for it. But the only reason why I think I overpaid a little bit, it's actually in really good condition. But there's some scratches like up here, which is kind of an issue, but it's still like I didn't think I'd ever own a first edition Dragonite, because they're like all first edition cards from like these eras, especially Dragonites, are super expensive. And I was like, I went to the case, like I saw it in the case, the display, and I was like, all right. I was telling my cousin, I'm like, I see this Dragonite here. It's a first edition. It's listed as 180. I'm going to ask the guy if I can take a closer look at it. Because if it's in bad condition, I will not buy it. If it's in good condition, I might actually buy it. And there was also, they had graded Gem Mint 10 non-holo Expedition Dragonites for like $130. And I was like considering it, but I'm like, that's too much for a non-holo. So I didn't buy those ones. But, yeah. So I got, like, kind of a big one today. But that's, I mean, honestly, if I'm going to be selling these comics and making money off of them, might as well buy some, like, cool cards. I'm considering, we got the Mew Shrine behind. I am very much considering buying a Korokoro Shining Mew from selling these comics that I'm selling. Because, like, now I'm, like, making money off of this, like, just stuff that my grandma had. And she's like, sell it. So, like, I sell these things, and it's like, yeah, that's money that I'm just getting. And it's kind of a lot. So, I'm considering buying a Korokoro Shining Mew that's, like, graded. Unless I can find one that's, like, in super good condition, not non-graded. So, I've been considering that, but not yet. Yeah, Primarina mentioned. Yeah, dude, I have so many freaking, like, of the Rowlet line and the Litten line, but I had none from the Poplio line. So I saw that Primarina, I was like, I know I need this. Because they didn't have, like, too much organization with their cards. It was kind of just a bunch of bulk thrown into the box, and I was just, like, going through some of it, and if I saw some, I was like, oh, I'll pick this up, But it was hard to, like, find some, like, ones I needed. How much does that Mew go for? The, which one? The Shining, the Korokoro one? Graded? Couple hundred. Ungraded? I don't know. The D-Knight cards are always cool to see. Yeah, I mean, Dragonite's my favorite Pokemon, and I'm trying to collect every single Dragonite card. I'm not, like, my idea of, like, a perfect Dragonite collection is one of each Dragonite card and any different holos if available. So, like, there are, in the older sets, they did, like, non-holos and holos of certain cards. Those cards are listed as different numbers in the set list. But then later on, like, obviously modern sets, when you have, like, a holo or a reverse holo or, like, a non-holo versus reverse holo, they're the same cards. It's just there's a reverse holo version of it. And for me, it's like, it was kind of like, okay, where do I draw the line? Because sometimes it's, like, non-holo versus holo. Sometimes it's, like, reverse holo of these, whatever. And to me, it's like, all right, if there's any variation of, like, a holofoil, I'll, like, get the different versions of it. So, like, for example, a prime example is, let me show this off. I believe it was either Team Up, I think it was Unified Minds. I think Unified Minds is the set. Is what it's called. So like Unified Minds has a Dragonite, Dragonite, a non-hollow Dragonite. It has a non-hollow Dragonite. It has the reverse hollow of the Dragonites. It also has a GX full art, and a GX full art Rainbow Rare. But however, we got non-hollow Dragonite from like a pack, which I just bought online. Reverse hollow of the same Dragonite, and I apologize it's not in focus. The focus is on the systems, but reverse hollow Dragonite. Then there's a special Cosmos foil one that was from like a blister pack or something as a promo. Then there's a fractured ice holofoil one from like a theme deck. Why did that just lag? That was weird. And then there's the GX, then there's the full art, and then there's the rainbow. So like this is like the prime example of like, yeah, this is technically like one version of Dragonite, but since there's 4 different hollows of this Dragonite, I try to get all of them. So that's my ideal like collection of trying to get every Dragonite card. It's like I try to get one of each artwork, but I also try to get the variations of those artworks. And but I don't include first editions, and I don't include Japanese unless Japanese is the only way to get certain Dragonites. There's actually like 4 or 5 Japanese exclusive Dragonites, which one of them is this one, the Game Boy promo. Which this one's really cool. This is like the OG oldest Dragonite card that exists. Is this one? Before Fossil came that one. Another example is this, like, I have this Japanese Master Ball Hollow Dragonite from the Japanese 151 set. This one does not count. I just wanted this as a personal collection thing. So, like, because it's because this card, not the Master Ball Hollow pattern, but like this card exists in English as a hollow and a reverse hollow, so like I don't include the Japanese ones. This one I just wanted because it's the special Master Ball one. But like another example is this is actually another funny example of like the variations where there's just, it's like one Dragonite card, but there's so many variations that's just absurd. I also have the Pokeball pattern Dragonite, but this one has like a scratch on the hollow, so I probably won't get it graded. Here it is. Where's my stack? There it is. Okay. So Silver Tempest is another crazy one. Silver Tempest. There's a holographic Dragonite. This is another one. Someone just gave me this one. And then this is the reverse hollow. So, like, that's from the set. But then there's the Silver Tempest stamped one. Then there's the GameStop stamped one. And then there's the EB Games stamped one. So it's like, they're all different versions of the same Dragonite. So I do variations like that, but I typically don't go for Japanese unless it's the only way to get them, like that Game Boy promo one. So that's my my rules, but I don't include first edition. But when I saw that first edition Dark Dragonite, I was like, dude, this could be my chance to just own a first edition Dragonite card that's like really cool. So I did it. Now I gotta put all these cards back. Like, obviously, if the opportunity arises, and I find, like, a good deal on other first editions and whatnot, then, yeah, I will buy more. But the main goal, it doesn't include first editions. It includes what I get. Like, first edition Dark Dragonite versus non-first edition Dark Dragonite is, like, either or would count. So that's like my whole like spiel about that. Also, I think my Squishmallow arrived. Speaking of Dragonites, I got a notification. It did. I'm gonna have to get that. Get the shiny soon? I hope so. Thank you, Tiruki. It's crazy how many different variations one card is. I believe Unified Minds is the largest. It's the set with the most amount of unique Dragonite versions in it. The other one that comes close is Silver Tempest. And then there's like Roaring Skies has like 5 or 6 or something. You're collecting every single card of the Popplio line because Primarina is your favorite. That sounds like a lot, but it probably isn't bad, right? Like, I can't imagine there's that many, especially with me having trouble finding any of them just for a Pokedex. You have like a dozen of the OG promo one in English. The promo Dragonite, I don't think it exists in English. If it does, like, I guess like DM me a link or something. I've done a lot of research on these Dragonites. Awesome Dragonite collection makes you want to collect all the cards of your favorite Pokemon Heracross. Yeah, like, I originally... So, here's the thing. It all started... I believe it was Professor Rex. Professor Rex... tweeted something like... What would be a Pokemon card that you would try to collect every version of? Like, what Pokemon would you try to collect every version of in a card? And my response was like, well, it's too expensive, but I would like to do Dragonites, obviously. And then when I was, like, looking into it, I'm like, all right, there's only, like, a couple Dragonite cards that are actually really expensive, and the rest are, like, pretty inexpensive. So I just, you know, it's something I just chip away at now. The other little stars have been featured in Scarlet and Violet sets, so I'm praying for Popplio soon. Yeah, like, I mean, Rowlet's been, like, in every set. There's a Cynthia Milotic card that says SP on it. I have a... What the heck is this guy's name? What's Barry's dad's name? Oh, it's Frontier Brain. I don't know if... What's his name? Doesn't he have a name? I have the Dragonite FB. This is the non-hollow. This is the reverse hollow. And then I have 2 of the, like, cross-hatch hollows. I have, like, every Dragonite from every set, every version. I ordered the, where is it? The Cosmos foil version of this one, the Dragon Vault one. And it was supposed to arrive, like, a week ago. But it shipped a week ago instead. So I'm, like, waiting for it. The person who I bought it from has, like, 100% positive reviews. So I'm assuming Palmer, that's his name. I'm assuming that it is going to arrive. It's just later than normal, but I'm kind of worried about that. But once I get that, I'll have every single modern Dragonite card all the way back until I believe it is, what's it called? What the heck is it called? I have the list. Let me name it. Let me just look it up. I'll have every modern Dragonite card all the way going back all the way until Legends Awakened. And let me tell you, one of the most expensive Dragonite cards is a Legends Awakened one. So I probably won't complete that anytime soon. But I have the 2 from 151, the Hollow Reverse. I have the 1 from Obsidian Flames, the Terra EX. I have all of the different versions of the Silver Tempest. I have all of the Sword and Shield promo ones, which is only 3. I have all of the Pokemon Go versions. I have the Evolving Skies ones, all the Unified Minds, all the Team Up, the Sun and Moon promos, which there's only 1 of them, all of the Dragon's Majesty, all of the Sun and Moon base set, all of the Evolutions, all of Roaring Skies, all of Furious Fist, all of Plasma Freeze. I'm just waiting for the Cosmos foil from Dragon Vault. Then I have all of Triumphant, all of Supreme Victors. Nothing from Legends Awakened. And then I'm missing a bunch moving past. But we've made a lot of progress. Actually, I should update this. I'm at 60. I have a list that I keep track of. I'm at 60. There's 80 unique Dragonite cards. and I am at 60 out of 80. And I actually completed Team Rocket with that hollow one because my friend gave me the non-hollow version. So I have all of the Gen 1 era as well now, I guess. So that's pretty cool. Oh wait, is Light Dragonite Gen 1 or Gen 2? Isn't that Neo Destiny? Isn't Neo Destiny Gen 2? So yeah, I would have all of the Gen 1 Dragonites. Unless you include Legendary Collection, but Legendary Collection came out way later, so I guess I consider that Gen 2. Even though they're all Gen 1 era cards that are reprinted. Okay. Black Star Promo 5. Isn't that the... No, we're talking the... I'm pretty sure Black Star Promo 5 is the movie promo, right? Yeah, that's not the one I'm talking about. I have that one, though. You're talking about this one. No, the one that's Japanese only that I just showed was the Game Boy promo. This one. This one's only available in Japanese. This one's before Fossil, which Fossil was the first set it was featured in. So this predates... That predates Dragonite even being in a set. So yeah, I'm fairly confident I have every single Dragonite card accounted for. Like, I have even seen some pop up that I like hadn't known about before. There's barely any. They're only in base set and Lost Thunder. That's why. So I'm guessing this one I picked up is probably base set, right? Is Sun and Moon base set? Because I think it was a Gen 7 era. Or is Lost Thunder also Sun and Moon era? The other little stuff, yeah. Yeah, the Poplio is hard to find. What's up, Capella? How expensive we talking? For what I just paid or what my collection is? I don't know how much my collection's worth. Oh, are we talking about the Supreme Victors? So, I don't know the actual price because I haven't like looked into it like extensively. But the two most expensive Dragonite cards that exist are the Legendary Collection Reverse Hollow one, obviously, and the Staff Promo pre-release Supreme Victors Dragonite. So those are so like we're talking at least a few $100s for those. I'm pretty sure. Though Duffels, thank you for the shiny luck. Congrats on completing the Team Rocket collection. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, I just saw that in the store and I was like, dude, it's first edition. I'm like, it's expensive. And I told my cousin, I'm like, I'm gonna buy it if it's in good condition. So I'm gonna ask about it. So I asked about it. I like, can I see it? I'm like, dude, it's pretty good. Lost Thunder is also Sun and Moon. That's wild that they only have Sun and Moon era Poplios. But yeah, there's no Dragonite cards that are like gonna be thousands of dollars. Like, we're not talking base set Charizard level. Like, no, there's no Dragonite that's that much. But the most expensive Dragonite cards are like a few $100s. But yeah, I'm gonna grab my new Squishmallow and we're gonna open it, I think. So let me be right back. Man, I was muted that whole time, and you guys didn't say anything in freaking... You guys didn't say anything in Twitch. Only YouTube. Twitch, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? That's okay. It's Dracolasse. Look at this. Dracolasse. I can't believe... Dude, you guys... I only realized because YouTube was like, you're muted. And everyone else in Twitch is all like, Pog, let's go, that's cute, oh my gosh, and they're just like, what? You guys did not know you were locked in. You guys were locked into this thing. You didn't know I was muted. It's got the Pokemon Center exclusive patch, which I'm pretty sure these are unavailable now because they're sold out and they said they would not restock them, so I think you could probably still buy these in retail. They're just not going to have the patch. So I got the exclusive one. You were in limbo. Yeah, you guys were just like... You guys were locked in. Dude, like, I kid you not, almost everyone in YouTube chat was like, you're muted. There's no audio. Something's wrong with the audio. And no one in Twitch, no one said anything. Oh my gosh, you guys. Alright, I gotta find a spot for this guy. I have too many plushes now. This one's more of like a pillow, though. It's not really like a... It's great, though. It's great. Ugh. That'll be the one and only Squishmallow I ever buy. Alright, let me get rid of this garbage, and then we're gonna keep doing Mew. What are we at for Mew? What are we at for Mew? Oh, we're pretty close. I'm probably not gonna stick to Mew for much longer. I'm gonna get to 16,400. Yeah, you guys like me more over on YouTube. I mean, I'm not gonna say Twitch is lacking or anything, but I have like 10 times the amount of followers on YouTube than Twitch. So I don't doubt the people on YouTube like me more. It's good content when I'm muted. Jeez. I mean, it is kind of funny when I'm muted and I have no idea. Alright, I'm gonna break this box down. Just making sure I'm not revealing anything. What's crazy about that Squishmallow is that I pre-ordered it back in like April, and all of the like sites and stuff were like, oh yeah, it's expected to release in May. And then I realized that June had come and that I didn't have it yet. And I was like, wait, is this thing releasing soon? And then I looked on the site, the Pokemon Center, and it said out of stock. And I was like, it said out of stock, and I was like, I hope I get mine. And then it said, like, literally yesterday, it said it shipped, and I was like, oh, I actually am getting it, and it literally only took a day to arrive. It's crazy. Alright, but I will be right back again, and I'm not muting this time, because I'll forget again. It's a Dragonite-filled day. I got a new Dragonite card, a new Dragonite plush. Are you guys gonna cringe if I cut the tag off this thing? You want Ponyta? Ponyta is a Squishmallow? Oh no, of a Funko. You have a Squirtle Funko? I have a Dragonite Funko. Dragonite Funko. That would kill you inside? I don't want this stupid Squishmallow thing. I don't want the big tag. Do I want Inkay, Dino, or Swine Braid? Yes. And by yes, I mean I technically need all of those, but I don't want them. Didn't even know that existed, but now you want it. The Ponyta Funko? Or the Grookey Funko? I'm gonna cut the tag off, dude. This tag's gonna be annoying. I won't cut the other tags off. I just don't want this, like, big old piece of cardboard hanging from this thing. The only one that I have, I need to be a little more careful. I'm just kind of, like, nonchalantly sliding a very sharp knife across this thing. The only one I keep the tag on for is the KFC Dratini. Because not only is it super old school, but also because there's a fun not fact about it. And that's this one. This little Dratini from KFC. So not only is it goofy because it says KFC, but also, and I'm not going to show, it's going to be hard to show this on camera, but it says, this legendary Pokemon is young and quite rare, so be sure that you give it tender loving care. This not legendary Pokemon that is a legendary in KFC's eyes. So I thought that was funny, and I'm like, I want to keep that because it says it's a legendary. This thing's awesome. What the heck did I just hear? Was that from outside? That sounded like it came from my computer. Stand up, my dude. It's fine, he'll lay down. Alright, I'm gonna throw this out, which I have a garbage right here. So I was like, I mean, I gotta keep that tag on. Oh, the Dragonite Funko is the one you want? I forget what I was doing. I think it was when I was... It was when I was researching all of the different Dragonite cards there are. It, like, came up as an ad on, for Amazon, like an Amazon listing for a Funko Dragonite Pop, which I didn't know existed. And it was like $11. And I had like a $15 Amazon gift card, so I'm like, well, if this is just gonna present itself right here, I might as well. I just got an email from Pokemon Center. My package has been delivered. Really? I would not have been able to guess that. Yeah, I ordered it back in April. Imagine this Mew was shiny the whole time and you just been showing us stuff. Well, that's not how it works. It gets generated when, like, the battle starts. But it would be crazy. I have had that happen before, where I just kind of sat. It was Snorlax, actually. Who was hunting Snorlax? I was, my Snorlax video in Fire Red Leaf Green, I forget what I was doing, but I played the Pokey Flutes, and then I, like, just did something else for, like, a while. And then finally got into the encounter, and it was a shiny Snorlax. Anyone else get spooked by the giant Dragonite episode in the anime the first season as a kid? Do you know what's funny about that? Is that they never explain it, and there's never, like, a reason for it. I don't think so. I don't think there's ever a reason for it. It was just like... like I think because people have like theories like, oh, what if it's like a Dynamax Dragonite or something? Like people say that because like now there's like Dynamax and whatnot. But it was like I think in the episode they're just like there was just a huge Dragonite that like went to a lighthouse and then like that was it. There like wasn't an explanation. It was just like for the sake of it being mysterious. I'm pretty sure. It's been a while since I've seen that though. Or the giant tentacruel. I think there was an explanation for that one, because that was like a whole episode. That episode was also banned in the US. Actually, I don't think it is anymore. But it was for a while. I think they had it on the official Pokemon site, that episode. If I'm not mistaken. That's the legendary KFC Dragonite. Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, this is a Dragonite that ate too much KFC and then became a legendary. Became huge. Don't forget the ancient Alakazam and Jigglypuff. You mean the Kadabra? You guys see that clip? There's like a giant Alakazam, and it goes, Alakazam! And then it's like, Ash is like, is that Kadabra? It's so funny. What about Blastoise and Venusaur fusion, that one episode? That was like a... Wasn't that like a movie thing? There was an explanation for that one. I think the Tentacruel was just big because it was like just the big one. Like it was just like, oh, that's a big one. Like I don't think there was an explanation, but outside of like, this is just a large Tentacruel. But it was banned in the U.S. because of 9/11, because the Tentacruel was like destroying buildings, and it was like airing right after 9/11, so they just decided to not air it. But I don't think it's banned anymore. I think you could watch it on like the official Pokemon site in English. Explanation is equals they have Burger King. I don't know. If the KFC Dragonite got big, maybe KFC's got something. I feel like when Brock said Ash's Pokemon are water type and totally weak to fire type, yeah. No, the best is when Pikachu figured out how to shock, like, Onix, a ground type Pokemon. He's like, aim for the sensitive point or whatever. It's like, brother, that doesn't exist. It's a ground type. The Ghosts of Maiden's Peak episode was the episode title. The Dragonite one? This thing. The, Oh, Imaginary. I think that's what it was. The fusion was imaginary. But, like, why, though? Why was it imaginary? There was, like, a reason, I'm pretty sure. What is with the Game Freak and making Pokemon huge? First, we just get randomly, abnormally big Pokemon, then eventually they made it into a gimmick, and then the Alpha Pokemon. So, a huge reason behind Dynamax was just, they were just inspired by Godzilla. A lot of Pokemon and like designs and like Dynamax and stuff is like based on like Godzilla. So that's the reason for that. I don't know what they were doing in the anime, but that has nothing to do with Game Freak. I don't think Game Freak worked on the anime. Oh, it was Rhydon? Oh, Rhydon, he aimed for the horn. I thought he aimed for the horn on Onix, too. On Brock's Onix when he battled him the first time. But yeah, I know like a lot of like Pokemon. I know like Butterfree. The Gigantamax Butterfree is based on Mothra. They had Duraludon, and they like conveniently said in its Pokedex entry that it has a rivalry with Tyranitar, which is like it's like referencing Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. There's a lot of Godzilla references in Pokemon. think he covered one of them with water first. That wasn't that the. You might be right, which also wouldn't make sense at all. But no, there was the one from the Johto series with the girl that's like an apprentice to Jasmine. She like coated her Onyx in like special wax so it couldn't get like water on it or something, and they just like washed it off or something. I could be misremembering all of this. Chris, was that the person's name? I don't remember if they just like washed the stuff off to attack the Onyx, but I remember that was a thing. And Jasmine's like, "You can't do that. That's cheating." Yeah, Ash was on something in the original series. How have I not gotten this Mew yet? Because I am just so unlucky. Because it wouldn't be a shiny hunt without me going double odds, you know? You like when they make some Pokemon shiny in the anime? It is cool. Because I've been like slowly watching through the anime, and when I say slowly, I mean extremely slowly. Like it's been like years, and I'm only on like season 5 or something. But Ash having the shiny Noctowl is pretty cool, especially because every time he sends it out, it sparkles. Just like the little touch of the sparkle every time he sends it out into battle. When Ash did no what? Wait, Ash did what? When did Ash cheat? I don't remember. Yeah, look at the Mew funny. Tell you not to do that, dude. I looked over and thought it was shiny for a second. I think that Satoshi, the creator of Pokemon, is actually a big fan of Japanese monster movies and insect. I knew he was like super inspired by insects. Like he collected bugs as a kid, and then he was like, "What if I made a game out of this?" Where you like collect animals. When he used the sprinklers to win. Oh, that might be the Onyx one with Brock's Onyx. He used the sprinklers to cover Onyx in water, and then which also wouldn't make sense. Just because Onyx has water in it doesn't mean all of a sudden electricity is gonna flow through it. No way. Thank you for the shiny luck. Do you guys think we're getting this before double odds? Do you guys think who do you think's? How many of you guys think I'm getting it before 16,384? How crazy would that be? Yeah, 0 times is still 0 times. Yeah, like you would just be shocking the water around Onyx. You wouldn't be shocking Onyx. Maybe if it had a soak effect, yeah, it turned into a water type. Maybe that was like just a hint at like a future game mechanic in like 15 years. Aragon, thank you for the shiny luck. You think I'm getting it before double odds? All right, let's see. That'd be insane if I did. It'd be insane if I got it right at double odds. In fact, it would just be insane if I got it before like 18,000, you know? Before 17,000 would be insane. That'd be awesome. What if you messed up by needing to actually reset the game and this Mew has been locked since you started? That would just be like, that just wouldn't make any sense. I think Niantic shiny locked my games though. I always say that. This is this guy I know that we play Pokemon Go with from time to time. And he has insane shiny luck. Like, he'll go out for like an hour after like a not playing for months, and he'll get like 10 shinies of like the rare ones that everyone needs. And then as soon as he goes like more than 30 minutes without a shiny, he'll be like, I swear Niantic shiny locked my games. It's like, that's not how that works. Well, we didn't get it at double odds. Every single roll is the same odds, technically. Yeah, but you're, like, very unlikely to go super far for a shiny regardless. Like, it's possible, but it's, like, super unlikely. They're all separate rolls. Like, your 16,384th chance is the same as your first, but doing 16,384 chance at a 1 in 8, 192 odds is, like, still pretty unlikely to not hit the number you're going for, you know? You gonna buy this avatar costume? Yeah, he's like, we're like in the middle of a grind trying to like find shinies, and he's just like, let me buy this like backpack. And we're like, you can do this anytime, dude. Imagine if you didn't get on stream and decided to do a couple encounters after stream, and it was the first encounter shiny. I've actually had that happen, not first encounter. I don't hunt this Mew off stream. I'm gonna hunt Dratini off stream. But I've done that a few times. Darkrai, my Darkrai. I was streaming. This was so long ago. My shiny Darkrai. I streamed my shiny Darkrai, and one stream I was like having internet issues or something. Like my stream was lagging, and I'm like, guys, this isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to go offline. And then I did like a few resets after going offline and found the shiny. And then last year Safari Week, I was streaming, and I was intending to stream like a certain Speaking of lag, what are the odds, man? I have to tell Twitch to refresh because it like doesn't work. But YouTube, you guys still see me, okay? That is, what are the odds of that? I'm gonna end stream soon anyway. Like, I'm gonna only do like 8 more encounters. But that's so funny where I'm talking about like stream abruptly ending and whatnot, and then like on cue my stream disconnects. That's so funny. Had that happen last weekend for your Metapod. Did a few encounters one morning before setting up to record. Yeah. Yeah, I always try to record encounters now. I didn't like my stream. OBS has been better. When I disconnect now, OBS has been reconnecting on its own for like years. If anything happened and OBS disconnected, it would never reconnect on its own. But now it just reconnects on its own. So it's never like a big deal if I disconnect now. But usually on Twitch, you have to refresh the like stream, I think. That's why I type refresh in just to let people know. Gonna laugh so hard if the right-hand Mew is shiny. I would love the right hand to be shiny. This one? This one has the cooler ID, and this game has never found a shiny. It'd have been funny if you didn't start up, but it would have been pretty funny, and it actually was taking a minute to reconnect. But, I mean, I'm gonna go offline anyway, it's no big deal. I'm only doing 2 more sets of encounters. I would keep going, but, like, I gotta get my 2,000 in for Dratini, and I just don't want to be doing that till midnight. Let's just get shiny Mew on the last one. Your Emerald Mew Hunt has the ID 001501. This ID is not bad either. So my main Sapphire and this main Emerald, the IDs are kind of similar, and they're both kind of cool. So this one's 5667. My main Sapphire is like 2999. Oh, this one was caught on this game, I think. Do I don't think I have any Pokemon. Why did I must have traded it over or something, because I'm pretty sure this one is 29999. This ain't the same. This ain't like a duplicate, is it? No, this one's male and level 3. I was gonna say I must have just traded it over. But yeah, this ID is 5667. This ID I reset for this one. This one's 29999. My Sapphire is very similar to this one. It's like 344 or 34455 or something like that, But and then my main leaf green file is I think it's 16461. And the only ID I've ever reset for is this one. Like, I've just been kind of lucky getting like kind of cool IDs. Do 2000 on stream? Nah, I can't. I can't be doing it. I gotta be locked in, guys. Earth 29999. Your Sapphire is 22824. Let me see what my Sapphire is. It's very similar to the Emerald, but they're different numbers. It's like the same kind of pattern where it's like just like 2 repeating numbers. Also, I can turn these off. We're done with this. 37755. You can't really see it, but it's 37755. And I also didn't reset for this one. And this was like my lucky save file. I got 2 random shinies on the playthrough, and during the Nummel hunt, during the Torkoal hunt, I got like 8 of the 14 shinies on this game. So yeah, 3775. So that one was just like that. The only got a shiny Mew on is 14199. Yeah, streamer luck. I wish I had streamer luck. I'd have a shiny Mew by now. But all right, we are done for the day. I gotta just get situated and then do some Dratinis, and then yeah, hopefully I get Dratini today, because I'm gonna, if I don't get it, I'll be 15,000 in on that one, and I just need to get something soon. So I'm gonna end it here. Thank you to everyone who tuned into the stream, and I will see you